accurate forecast. Meteorologist Ethan Foreman.
Well, today seems pretty nice, especially compared to how crazy yesterday evening was for a lot of people.
Yeah, and one of the places that got hit hard the most, Ottawa, Iowa. That's where we had even a tornado reported just to the west of there, as well as some large hail, which you'll see in a moment. Here's a look at our Ottawa camera showing plenty of clear skies now, but that was not the case about 16 hours ago or so. Here's a look at some of those pictures from Wednesday's storm. This is sent to us by Aaron out in the Sloan area. So thank you, Aaron, for sending this to us. It looks like on the ground that looks like that's snow, right? But no, that's hail from Wednesday's storms, of course. So definitely something we're keeping an eye on. And here's another photo also sent to us from Aaron. So some pretty interesting shots. So thank you again, Aaron, for sending that in to us. Satellite and radar shows those storms that move through starting at about 5 p.m. right around the Dakota City and South Sioux City, as well as the Sergeant Bluff area, and strengthened as it moved southward right along that Interstate 29 corridor too, and right near it. So definitely not the case we want to see. Here's some of those storm reports that came into us, and this includes one of, as Nick mentioned earlier, that areas near Ottawa saw as big as 3.5 inches in diameter. Yeah, that's bigger than the size of a baseball. We also had a tornado reported near the Decatur area. This has not been given to us by the National Weather Service yet, as they have to still determine the size of that tornado, but definitely quite a busy storm. We also had some 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts and also some 3-inch diameter sized hail as well down in the Little Sioux area. Temperatures right now are hovering in the low 70s up to the north and east, where they still have a few more clouds left over from a storm system passing off to the north, but where we've had plenty of sunshine in the 80s, already 85 degrees in Takema. Those heat index values down there are feeling like 90 right now, and that's because of the dew points. You notice a big difference in those dew points. 50s up to the north, 55 in Sioux City, 54 in Norfolk, but still 69 degrees. Very sticky in Takema and Omaha right now, and that will continue to drop as we head throughout the day. Wind speeds are very strong, between 15 and as much as 31 miles per hour right now in Wayne, and gusts even higher than that. Stormcast shows that through the rest of the day we see a storm system pass off to our south. That's going to bring some pretty active severe weather to that part of the country later today, but we're not going to be dealing with too much here. There is an isolated chance of severe storms down toward the Denison area and points to the south of there, but most of us, I think, will stay out of it for today. Tomorrow we see another storm system move in. Models have been trending this system a bit weaker, which is good news because that means our severe threat has been lowered for tomorrow as well. So something we're still keeping an eye on, as there's still a marginal risk in areas near Norfolk and Neely, but the rest of us, that severe threat has been dropped. Then as we head into Saturday morning, you can see some more storms starting to arrive, and this is when we could see some more isolated severe storms across anywhere in Siouxland, so we'll keep an eye on that as we head into our Saturday. You can see this model giving some pretty intense storms Saturday evening, so definitely make sure you stay with us for the latest updates on that. Rainfall amounts looking generally like 1/2 inch to 1 inch for most of us. In Siouxland, 87 degrees today, sunnier but not as hot and not as humid, at least for those of us to the north. Areas like Takema and Omaha, you saw though, are still seeing that those muggy conditions. 56 tonight as we clear out and are cooler, but that's as nice as it gets. Tomorrow, one more nice day for Hometown Proud and Holstein, but then showers and storms, as I mentioned, move in Friday night and into Saturday. Those highs are pretty warm, but those lows are very uncomfortable. Lows in the mid 70s for overnight lows, so really no relief at night either in the near future, as we see daily storm chances starting in the evening hours of Father's Day, continuing all the way until at least the first day of summer. But again, not everybody going to see precip every single day.